Explain how lowering the drinking age to 18 will increase the responsibility for those who drink alcohol.
Increase responsibility. I don't know if I necessarily put it into that context. What I do believe, see, the stance I kind of take on this is equal responsibilities. Well, we should have equal rights. You know, you turn 18, you get to vote. You've got a driver's license or a level 3 driver's license. You can stay out all night, no problem. And you can also be sent off to war by your country. And this was a big deal back when they moved the voting age down from 21 to 18. They thought, well, if you can go to war, you ought to be able to vote for who's sending you to war. Well, I feel that since we can vote, we should be voting in how we feel, and we're all 18 here, and this was displayed heavily in the Federalist Caucus, I know that. It's kind of near and dear to all of our hearts being about 18, and having to call our 21-year-old buddies or 19-year-old buddies that have a fake ID all the time. So I don't know if it will necessarily raise the responsibility of an 18-year-old, but it does generally reduce the taboo of drinking. So, I mean, I've heard numerous 21-year-olds tell me, you know, I was so pumped to drink until I was 21, and then I turned 21. I got really smashed that night and did a 21 hitter. And then it just wasn't like that was all I wanted to do, and that's all I talked about with my buddies. I could do it, and that's why. Same thing probably why we think Brazilian girls are so hot. That's because we can't see them, but we can't get to them.
I don't know if you know this, but if you lower the drinking age in the state, you lose federal credits. And we can all agree our state's strapped on funds already. I have to ask you, if you do lower the drinking age, how do you compensate for that loss? What are you doing? What are you doing to counterbalance this?
First thing I'd like to say, I guess we can always just drown our sorrows. Tax revenue increase that we will be getting from table games, something we previously talked about, and the tax revenue increase that we'll be getting from more alcohol being sold, more people, will also offset the amount of money that we can put into our state roads. So, and maybe a lower gas tax.
This question is for Todd. Todd, the Nationalist Party platform proposes diversity in our economy, while a popular plank on the Federalist Party platform proposes changing our state motto from open for business back to wild and wonderful. How would you propose to reconcile these two apparently contradictory goals?
Actually, when I studied both the platforms of the parties, I noticed that, well, as our keynote speaker also said, they're extremely similar. A lot of the planks both point to the diversification of our economy. And if you want to talk about the slogan, I don't know if we should go back to wild and wonderful, or keep it as open for business at all. If you want change, you've got to come up with something new. So it's true, we need the diversification here, and the slogan going back to wild and wonderful was mostly for tourism dollars, which I won't argue are probably our best bet at getting more money into the state right now. There's a lot of stuff to do in West Virginia, believe it or not. And a lot of people in the country come to do these things. But like I said, I don't think that we necessarily have to counterbalance each other here at all, but rather we can use a completely new slogan, not only promote tourism, but also to say, hey, look, this is a business location too. We've got a lot of people that are willing to buy a lot of products. Or we also have a lot of people that need jobs.
I feel that, well, like I said, tourism, so it sounds like we mostly agree on this. Everybody loves Wild and Wonderful. It goes along with the song. And, see, like you said, tourism is big business. And Wild and Wonderful was put on our state signs and everything else as to promote tourism. And it's a lot, it brings in a lot of money in this state, and it's important. You know, biking, hiking, all the other possibilities. And this is a picturesque state. It's got things you don't have in many other states. It's a citrus forest with mountains, and you know, I mean, you go down south. I'm going down south on church strips. It's flat. You go up north. It's cold. Here you've got a little bit of everything, and you don't have snakes. You don't have gators. But I just want to say one other thing. I look around the room. I really see that we are wild and wonderful.
Yeah. All right, this is our final question for the evening, and it goes to Tanner. The Nationalist Party platform proposes a solution to the problem of medical malpractice lawsuits. What are the shortcomings of the Nationalist Party solution, and how would you propose to address this problem?
Now, I do agree with this. We have a major problem with courts in this state. We're running a lot of very good doctors out here, and we need them here. But, so I think that maybe by creating or paying for an entirely new, which it says make an entirely new court, which is expensive. And I think that's money that we really don't need to pay. We can just probably find a better, more efficient way to come up with a court. You know, maybe just training men we already have, re-electing people with, I don't know, I think that's a really good stand. I just think we could make it more efficient without bringing in an entirely new court and wasting money by, yeah, like I said, training other men, and maybe having a stiffer judge to stand by our doctors, because that's something that is very important. And I do agree with doing something about bad courts. So I just think we need to make it more efficient than that. That's it. Yeah!
Todd has waived his rebuttal, and so that is the end of the questions that we have tonight. At this point,